Hi guys, Happy New Year! Today I'm going to show you how to remove a lobster's meat from a lobster. So if you are preparing a lobster meal, you probably bought the one that is like me. I bought some boiled one. So these are all ready to be eaten. So what I did is I take it out from the brine and I just deep dry it. You want to preserve the flavors from the brine, so you don't want to wash them. You just deep dry them, and that's all you need to do. So this is what we usually eat in Sweden. Not everybody does that, but most of the people does that because it's kind of expensive, right? So this is going to be our starter for the New Year Eve. So we are going to be just eating something really simple and light today. So I'm going to show you. So make sure you stay until the end. What other dishes I have prepared for this New Year feast. So let's get started. So first of all, you need a lobster, and this very simple. I think I have did this 2 times my whole life, so this is my third time. So I hope I get it right. So I have a lobster, which is about half a kilo, and you need a rolling pin. If you don't have this kind of rolling pin, it is okay, because you probably wonder what this rolling pin is for, right? So I'm going to explain to you later. So you need a rolling pin, and you need a small knife, and you need a scissors, and also some stick, some grill stick. So it will be good to have them if the meat gets stuck in the small leg and you need to get out. So I'm going to show you right away what we're going to do. First, if you want, let me just put you guys higher a little bit here in Facebook. Yeah. So I don't like the smell of the lobster. So I'm going to be wearing a glove. So if you have a glove, it will be good. There's a few things you need to know when you are getting out of the meat. If you notice here, the claw, if they are alive, they are really, really, really sharp. So make sure you don't put your finger there and pull. No. So close it, and then what you need to do next is get something where you can throw your trash with. So I'm going to show you how I usually do it. So first of all, I remove the claw, both of them. One, so it's easier to work with this. And don't forget, these are meat inside these small legs. So a lot of people just stop there, they don't go further. So I'm going to show you how to remove the leg, the meat from the leg. So there are 8 legs altogether. You want to remove them one by one. And next, here is the violent part, all right? So you want to make sure you have not a nice clothes, just wear some ordinary clothes. Sometimes because you get splash from the brine. So you want to be quite firm, holding this, and then you just want to twist them, all right? At this point, you just want to twist them gently. You see, it will come out a whole piece. Yeah. So this head, you can use this for decoration. Some people, they use it to make soup, which is fine because there's still a lot of flavors in it. Otherwise, you can just cut off this part, and then you use it as like a table decoration. I think it's quite pretty to do that. So, but you notice there's this white thing. Use a brush and remove it, and it's off to go. You can use it as table display. And now, right, a lot of people they like to use a knife and they cut this with a sharp knife. For me, because we are going to make like salad, so I'm going to show you how to do it so you get a whole piece. So what you do is that you just press them gently, lift up the leg, lift up the tail a little bit like this. And then you want to get a cloth. Let me just get a tablecloth. Get a tablecloth. And then you put this at the side. And then you roll the tablecloth over. Yeah. And then you just gently crush them. If you like to use your body weight, do that. Just, can you hear that? The crack? Yeah. So this is a crack that you want to get. And then this one, you can get rid of the sauce here. Let me just remove this. So the next step, what to do, right? So some people, they like to use scissors. I prefer scissors too. You can cut them. You can cut the underneath of the tail. And then you want to just split them. You can pull them out too, but the chances is you might break the body. So if you are looking for a good presentation, so try this method. Just cut them. And then make sure you just gently remove this part. You hear the cracking. So you see the whole leg should come out easily. Just see, I crack more of this. So you want to be really, really gentle, and so that you know the whole tail can come out nicely. So there you go. Our lobster, whole lobster in whole body. Right? It's not that difficult, right? So just a few techniques. Take it easy and wear something that protects you. So these are ready to be used. So I'm going to put this to the side. And let's deal with this. So you want to have this cloth again. And over here, this claw, how are we going to deal with this claw? Some people, they like to use a claw clammer, we call it a cracker. I don't have them with me. So usually I like to just, remove this bit by parts. So I usually like to just gently break them like that. And there's plenty of meat here. Don't throw them away. So, and then how do you do, right? The claw. Oh, there's a lot of water. Let me just remove them. So usually you can easily do this. You notice this one doesn't have the really sharp teeth, so you can easily just open this up, yeah, and then just twist it a little bit until you hear the crack, yeah, all right, and then you just twist over the other side, and then you just want to lift this thing out, and then you just pull them out. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky though. When you pull this out, there are chances that you might break it. So that is where the toothpick or the grill is good. You can usually get this out, right, in one piece. So this is done. So this part can be a little bit sharp. So what I do, usually I like to get a hammer this, but let's try using this. I think this is a bit too light. Let me just get my mortar. All right, you need the mortar, the handle of it, and then you just use this as a support. You just crack them like that. So some people, they like to pull them out from here, which I think can be a tricky part. But as long as you do it quite gently, it should be okay. So again, you see you get almost a whole paw out. So this is the paw, and this is one part of the meat. And if you notice, they have this white ligament, they call that, between the meat, you have to remove that because that is not edible. So if you're doing a salad, it doesn't matter. So you just put your finger in and then you just find them. If you can't find them, it's probably inside somewhere. Oh, it's over here. It's over here. So this is the like an inner bone that is not edible, so you want to remove this. Okay, this is done, so I'm going to put it back here, all those meat. And also here, you can also do the same, you know, if you don't want to like use a cracker, because sometimes cracker, you know, especially when the shelf is very slippery, sometimes when you crack them, you know, it will fly all over the place. So for me, I personally feel like a best way is by using a cloth, and you just need to hammer them. Have to be a little bit violent, but you know, it works that way. I think I'm too violent on this, so this is like cracking quite a lot. So be gentle, you know, you have time. If you want, you can do this like in advance. Just pull the meat out gently. See, this is meat. And I have two type of what do you call that, the skewer. I like to use this one because it's more stronger and it's like easier to handle, you know, because sometimes it breaks very easily. So another piece. So this is literally nothing left. So you want to do this the same on the same paw, which you can watch them. But this is with the sharp tooth, all right? I'm going to try to do this very easily. And how do I do it to protect my hand? I use a cloth again, all right? You want to make sure you use the cloth to protect your hand, and then you just twist them. Yeah? So the cloth is a really good way to protect yourself. And then you want to use the toothpick to pick out the meat. See, the meat is like whole. It's not that difficult, isn't it? So I'm quite I love seafood, but you know, when it comes to eating this kind of claw fish, it requires a little bit of patience. But I'm going to show you, you've seen how I did on the paw, right? So I'm not going to repeat that. I'm going to show you how to remove this, the small legs, right? So this legs inside, actually, they are meat. So you just need to be gentle. And you just remove this on the top part, like this. And this lobster is not really that big. So if you have a bigger one, the the meat is much more. So usually I like to just roll them on, let me just see if I can get a small on the leg. Alright, use a small on the leg. How do you call on the leg? On the leg is a cutting board. Yeah. So just put the lobster here, and then you just want to just roll it out. You see? Did you see how easy it is? So you just keep doing this until you get all the meat out. So you just keep rolling, because when you are doing that, you see the meat come out very easily. See? Whole piece of meat here. I know it's not a lot of meat, but you know, you want to get out of everything, because this guy is so expensive, right? So I'm going to do one more time. So this time I'm going to break this part, and you know, just relax. If you want to try the part, this part probably has meat too, but you know, I don't think so. I want to do that. I just want to focus on this part. So again, I'm just going to just push the meat out. You see how easy it is? How easy it is, right? So if you're sitting on the table, in the dinner table, you know, it's not a bad idea to have this with you, like a roller. You see, the whole piece of meat is coming out nicely. So it's really not that difficult. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to continue to do this so that you can see how I completely remove all the meats from this lobster. So I'm going to give you guys some updates about what we're going to be doing, because this channel is moving very fast. We have a lot of subscribers lately, and I'm really happy because it's very positive, and it's the end of the year now, and I want to wish everybody a happy new year. Hopefully this year 2020 will be a better year for you compared to 2019. My resolution is to build this channel even bigger, and I have figured out a little bit of ideas here and there when I'm you know working with, along with the I always keep a book where I write ideas. So I have some ideas which I really like to do vlog, because filming is one of my biggest passion, and I think I have done enough live streaming. I have about 3 live streaming a week, sometimes more depending on where I am. Sometimes when I'm outside, I like to do some random live streaming to show you guys how Sweden is about and what you can expect if you want to visit here, as a Asian point of view. So this is a channel that I see there is a lot of potential growing, because there's a lot of people moving abroad, and they are adapting to the new lifestyle. So seriously, it's not so much of a meat here, I find. But I'm just going to continue to do this until it's finished. I still have one more claw and I'm done. This time I'm going to heat gently. So you can use a scissors too. If you don't want to use the thing to bang, you can use a scissors. Sometimes you can get out of this also. But your scissors has to be quite good. This scissors is not so good. I don't know whether you like the scissors method, but for me, I prefer this banging method, as long as you're not too violent. So we'll probably be eating this with like a salad, to make this as simple as possible. So I have made a seasoning sauce to go with it. I'm going to show you later. So this is done, nothing left. So the last one, yeah. So this one I'm going to try and hammer this. You can hear means that the meat is coming out nicely. Oh, this one is the whole thing coming out. So one of my resolution is that this year, hopefully next year, I mean, oh, look at that. The whole thing came out nicely. How fun is that? So this is something that you can do also, right? Just believe me, anyone can do this. And then I'm going to just remove this. I'm just going to cut this as a decoration. So I'm going to just remove the inside part. Inside. Actually, the Japanese, they like to eat the inside part, because actually there are some place where you can find the cheekbone. So I don't do that. I usually like to keep this, and then just when I don't have time, I just pop them into the freezer, and then I take this out, and then I put them to make a bouillon or a stock, a seafood stock, if I'm making like a seafood dish. So it is nice. Don't throw this away, okay? So I'm going to just using this one. I'll just wash this, and then I'm going to be using this one as my table decoration. And it has to stand, so you have to cut them in an angle whereby it is able to stand. So this is a better angle. Yeah. So let me just put everything together so you can see how this the total meat that we get. It said 500 grams, all right? But if you want to weigh the meat, I don't think so. It's even more than 30 grams, to be honest. Yeah. Let me just put this back so you can see the lobster, the head, the head, and then the claw. One part is not that good. This part was better. So like this. This one is broken. So these are the broken one from the meat and the leg. So if you want to put everything together, it's maybe more than just over 50 grams. So it's not a lot of food, I know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I did just now. So we are going to celebrate New Year in a special secret place, and I'm not going to review until you watch my vlog, all right? So this is what I have prepared earlier on. Okay, never mind. I'm just going to see if I can try open this. So this is my dressing that I prepared in advance. I like to do dressing in advance because then the flavor is more. So what I do is I'm going to chop up this one, and I'm not going to put them together. I'm just going to put them because I'm going to bring this out later on. So I'm going to just put them in a container, like a plastic container, and then when I reach the destination, and I'm just going to pour them over this a bit of salad, and then with the lobster on top, just simple. And what is inside, this is just lemon juice. You need lemon juice when you eat lobster, because you know lobsters, more or less, they have this, you know, the lobster flavors, and I don't really quite like it because I find it's a bit too fishy. So lemon is always good. Olive oil, virgin olive oil, parsley, some salt, Himalayan salt, and a tiny bit of sugar just to balance it up. So mix them, leave them overnight. The reason why you want to do this overnight, like I said, is very important to set. And I also noticed that olive oil, if you leave them long enough in a room temperature, never in cold temperature, warm temperature, the flavors is much more. And you want to eat this not cold, but leave it as it is in room temperature. So this is one I'm doing like a starter. I'm going to show you the rest of my food, what I have prepared. I want to do a live streaming, but you know, but it was too much for me this morning. There's a lot of things that I need to do. So let me show you, right, what I prepared here. You will probably be surprised. As they eat this kind of thing, I thought she's supposed to be health conscious. Yeah, but come on, what the heck? It's only once a year, right? And we only have one life. So this is what I'm going to be eating today. That's my main course. Fried chicken wings, my favorite. I don't eat it often. I eat it like almost 1-2 times a year, 3 times maybe in some fast food restaurant. That's it. This is not something that you want to eat often. And also the bait of my curry puff. This is the puff pastry with the curry, vegetarian curry, potato and vegetables, peas, carrots, Indian curry, So this is a really nice, like a food. It's like a pie. So what I usually like to do is that before I leave, I'm going to use a knife to just cut them in the smaller piece, so that the guests can take like a finger food. They can eat them as it is. And I feel like um, you know New Year, has to be like, oh, a lot of 3 course, 4 course. We try to book in the restaurant, but all the restaurant in town, believe me, they are fully booked. And some of the restaurant that are available, they have mushrooms in the food, and LG didn't like mushroom, so we are not booking there. It's just 2 restaurants, but unfortunately they are with the mushroom in their main course, so we decided to make our own. Where is it? You're gonna watch that on my next vlog. All right, so make sure you subscribe to my channel if you are new here. I do live streaming, but I'm planning to do more vlog in 2020, because I find that filming, storytelling is still one of my favorite things to do. Is my passion. So this is going to be left warm, and we're going to pack this, and we are going off in a very short while. So guys, let me just say a few words before I go. Hi. Hi. So happy new year. Hope you have a blissful, uh, prosperous year ahead, and don't put on too much on yourself. All right. Hi, happy new year to you too, Leon. So don't put on pressure on yourself, right? On what cook I should cook. It's not important. Make this as simple as possible, so that your holiday will be more enjoyable. And I hope you have a good year 2020, and I'll see if I can do live streaming tonight when we do the countdown. All right, and we will be in town, and we will see if there is some firework, and if there is firework, I'm going to try and go on live. All right, so see you guys. Bye bye. Bye bye, Facebook and YouTube. Yeah.